What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another narrative sparring video here. So I apologize, there's going to be some angles where the camera's kind of crooked. My camera guy kind of got a little off balance. But I'm sparring here with one of my students. His name is Brandon. He's a white belt, but he's a pretty big guy, pretty strong guy. So it's always a good roll to roll with white belts that are big and strong and pretty technical. So doing a little guard startup right here. Kind of waited to be able to build my posture. He's doing a good job at trying to get my collar and sleeve. He's trying to break my posture. He goes for a pretty good scissor sweep attempt right here. So I stand up, try to kill the base, end up doing a little knee slice pass and pass right through. So I push his leg right here, right in between. I've got my hand on his lapel and I push the leg in between. If you guys kind of watch my top hand, that's in the lapel, acts as an underhook. I'm gonna reach for his sleeve, and that kind of helps take away his frame, so it helps the pass slide right through. I move into side control, keeping my knees off the ground, that way I can keep pressure on them. Yeah, my hips and my knees, you see I'm on my toes. Nothing is on the ground, all my weight's on my opponent. I reset my base, and I encourage Brandon to turtle. So now my hook goes right in. So I use that pressure and it makes him turtle, and now my inside hook goes in first, and then my outside hook follows. If you can do that, that a lot of times establishes a better back control than putting in that far side hook first. So now we're doing a little back mount. Brandon's doing a good job at staying in the center. Like I said, he's quite a bit bigger than me, so sometimes it's hard for me to get my hands and my legs in the right position. Got little T-Rex legs. So I'm gonna help that by moving his arm out of the way. So I grab his wrist, I push it straight down, and as I push it down toward his belt, I'm gonna use my leg. It's gonna come over the top. I'm going to put my heel right into the bend of his arm, and now I'm going to trap his leg, which is going to make the collar much easier to feed. Oh, I lied. I'm actually going to go for an arm lock. Nope, I'm going to go back to a collar. So this is the benefit to this position. You can kind of switch between collars and arms depending on whatever your opponent gives you. So now I'm just playing in the arm lock position. He's doing a good job at fighting off. He's trying to reset his arm. I'm just trying to see what he's going to take. Oh, and now I think I'm going to elect to go for a triangle from the back mount here. So he's doing a good job of trying to get his shoulder blades to the floor, but when he does that, that allows my leg to come right over and finishes the triangle. And then I think we're going to get the top. Yeah, so if you notice, I'm hugging his arm. I'm keeping that arm stuck. I don't want his elbow to get to the ground. And when he gets his shoulders free, that allows my leg to bite up into his armpit, then my other leg to seal the deal. Whenever I pull his arm up high, that allows my lock to get pretty stinking tight. And now because I have his arm, I have the lock in, it's very difficult for him to spin out of. So that was a good job by Brandon at having good defense to where it was making me finish with that back mounted triangle. So we're starting back here on the guard. So now this time he's going to be in my guard. See, I can't even get my feet crossed around him. I play a lot of open guard. My feet I've actually had quite a bit of major surgery on my feet, so my feet don't really actually cross very well in the guard. So I play a lot of open guard because of that. I can do a whole video on that one day, maybe. So right here, playing a little open guard, butterfly guard, have my hook in, and he goes right into what we call the fool's gold right there. And I'm gonna end up, I think, probably finishing the choke right there. Yeah. So what happens is I have my hook in, and I already have my hand on the lapel. So he thinks he can kind of run around to my back, but what you guys can't see is that I'm keeping my hook very stiff and stern underneath of his thigh, and I'm using my arm to create space. Now I have my hook, my hand on the lapel, and the cross hand coming across to finish the choke. And he basically has two options. If he puts more weight on, he's going to get choked, or if he backs out, he could still get choked, but it just puts me back into a butterfly guard. So it's kind of a trap either way. Either way, it's hard for him to pass when my hook in my hand are inside and I can keep it rigid. Yeah, so that's a fun move. I've been choked with that move a lot. So now we're doing a little guard startup, kind of fast forward through here, kind of go through some of the slow spots of the roll. So now we're moving in. I'm looking for, oh, Brandon, he opens up the guard and he lets go of my head. So sometimes that's some of the best ways. So Brandon actually tried a little flower sweep right there. That was really good. He got the timing right, but my foot was up and he kind of missed the timing of it. That was a good little tip sweep. That's what we call it, where they go to stand up. If you time it right, you can end up hitting a very similar to kind of like a flower sweep. So right here, as he drops his leg down, I'm going to cut right through, go to pass the guard, I'm killing the hook, keeping my hand underneath as an underhook, and I'm grabbing his sleeve, very similar to how I passed the guard earlier in the video. Coming around, flattening him out. Anytime I'm in side control, if I can encourage someone to turn and expose their back, that's what I do. Now we go into a little back mount. So as he turns, I'm going to throw my south leg, the one closest to his legs, over the hip, pull him up into a chair position. I have a twisting arm control or a gift wrap position, pull him up vertically, and then my hook goes right in. And now we're back to the back mount, attacking this position. And now we're moving on. I let Brandon kind of come on top. I want to let him play some top game, work on some bottom here. So it's a good job with the half guard getting the crossface. And so I'm putting in my butterfly hook on top. I'm setting up a little butterfly sweep, and that was time. Thank you, Brandon. I appreciate it, and thank you guys for tuning in. See y'all next time.